Let's skip the usual intro and just go right back into the news, because today we had a very special day. Today was the day that we had Magia Day. So if you don't know about Magia Day, it's basically when all the cool new news about the next year of MagiReco get revealed. Last year there was supposed to be one. There wasn't one because of, coronavirus. So this year, finally have a first Magia Day in 2 years, and this is where they announce their future UNCAPS. So we're gonna see UNCAPS announced. They're gonna announce new types of events, new characters, new everything. It's gonna be announced right here. So this is one of the biggest announcements of the entire year. We're gonna start out with the fact that Ui has a cup. Ui has a cup. Isn't that nice? It was like a live event with a bunch of voice actors. All the voice actors had a little button, you can see it in the background, with a QB button on it. When they pressed it, it did the mock you sound, and I think it did like 500 mock yous or so throughout the entire event. They had like a counter, how many times this button was pressed by the people. Anyway, moving on to actual announcements. This is the first announcement. Now this might not look like much, but it's actually a pretty interesting thing. So this is a new character that we haven't seen before, that they basically announced right here. They basically said that this character is going to be playable at some point, right? And this character is called Mizuna Tsuyu. So just Tsuyu of family Mizuna. And yes, I think her family, or even she herself, is what Mizuna Ward has been named after. Her color is going to be blue, and her weapon is going to be a sword. A longsword, even said. Like, they probably don't know what actual longsword is. Dai katana could actually be like a big katana, but an actual longsword is like, pretty fucking chunker. Most people think like great swords, that's a longsword. Anyway, point is, he doesn't have any design yet, so they basically asked all the voice actors on scene to just draw a design for her and come up with like a Magia or whatever kind of attacks that you might use, which was pretty fun. But yeah, I'm not gonna talk about the live actions, not the live stuff they actually did. We'll talk about the news. So a little bit about the story behind this character is that apparently this was the character that Tanabata Yachio was playing as, because Tanabata Yachio, she looked that way because she was acting as an actress, and this is the character that she was acting as, so it's like a historical character who was like hundreds of years old, maybe, I don't know, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff around this character as well, but I didn't read those events yet. I need to read Tanabata Yachio, I need to read Mitama and Momoko event, I need to read the Surf Saika event, because all three of those events are linked, and all of those link back to Mizuna Tsuyu. So Tsuyu is very important, and it's going to be in the game at some point. Next up, so here's where we get to the juicy stuff. You know how I said we're going to see UNCAPS? They announced not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They announced not 7, they announced 6 UNCAPS. 6 UNCAPS for this entire year, basically until next anniversary. Until next anniversary, you're going to get 6 new UNCAPS. Is Rika one of them? Is it actually time? No. Rika is not going to get uncapped in the next 365 days, so, well, sucks to be a Rika fan today, eh? But it's okay, because we got Masara uncapped. Does that mean we're going to get a Masakoko event soon with Masakoko Duo Unit? Oh, we're going to get a Kanoko uncap, Akira, Yuma, Konami, and Natsuki. And apart from maybe Kanoko, none of these characters are going to be useful after they're uncapped. Sorry, but at least it's going to be, if you like any of these characters, if you like using them, now's your time. Well, I say now, but we don't actually know exactly when they're gonna get uncapped. Just that basically before the next anniversary, they're gonna be uncapped. We don't know exactly when. Just any time until next anniversary, these guys are gonna get uncapped. So that's pretty cool. I assume there might be a Masakoko event soon. Very soon, maybe Masakoko might actually be coming very soon, maybe Halloween or whatever, and that's probably when you get her uncapped. Or maybe she just gets her at some random point and it doesn't really matter. Next up, what is this? This is a new main story chapter. Main story chapter 8 of Arc 2 is announced for... Is that the 11th of December, or is that the 12th of November? I think that's the 12th of November. No, it actually says here month 11th. So on the 12th of November, which is like 2 months away. So we know we're not gonna get a new main story for the next 2 months, but at least we know that in 2 months we're gonna get a new main story. Cool. What else did they announce? Oh, it's the new Mirrors ranking season. The new Mirrors ranking season will start on the 27th. That's 2 weeks from now, basically. A little over 2 weeks. Oh, actually, it's actually 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, we're going to get new ranked mirrors. And once again, there's going to be a new Memoria in the ranked mirrors coin shop. But these are the special coins. These special coins you can only get by placing well. The last last time there was a memorial like this. It was the Yachio memorial. That one was really, really good. And you got enough coins for this memorial if you got at least A rank. If you got at least A rank, you would get enough coins to buy the memorial. So this time, if you want the super memorial, we don't know what it does, but I assume it's going to be really powerful. If you want this, you probably have to place at least A or better. However, if you don't place that well, or if you don't want Memoria, these coins carry over between mirrors. So if you have some lying out from last time, or if you don't want Memoria, or you didn't place well enough, maybe next time you're gonna get the Memoria. So yeah, a lot of people are gonna try and get at least A rank to get this Memoria, or to get the actual Memoria if they didn't get it already last time. But yeah, apart from that, it's just numerous ranking in 2 weeks. Awesome. Next up, what is this? This is where you get to the interesting stuff. This is the Battle Museum, okay? The Battle Museum. What is the Battle Museum? It's a new type of game mode, and it's I almost said a new type of event, like gameplay event, right? But not really. It's a new type of game mode. It's a completely separate thing. It's not just, here's a new event featuring like whatever, Tanabatayachi or whatever, and just it's gonna have this type instead of a tower event, we're gonna have like a Battle Museum event. No, this is a new game mode. What does this game mode do? Well, it's gonna happen once a month. They basically said once a month, we're going to unlock the Battle Museum for you. They didn't say how long it's gonna be open. Maybe it's gonna be up for probably a few days, maybe even a week or so. Maybe longer than that, I don't know. But basically every month you're going to be able to enter the Battle Museum. And in the Battle Museum, you basically have something like an Accomplish event. An Accomplish event, if you were around for the old Shizuku event, like the very old Shizuku event, if you were around for, I think Swimsuit Mummy event had that, for the Sakuya event, I think that there was that, or the Mayu event. There were a few events like that. Like I think the Mayu event, if you were on NA, probably is the one that comes to mind, where you basically have like 110 floors, and you have to fight one floor after another, and whenever you use a character on a floor and they take damage, they will have that damage taken into the next fight as well. So for example, you have this team on screen right now, this Mikazuki team. Iroha takes half her health in damage. Then you get to the next floor. On the next floor, she will still have that half HP in damage taken. Which might sound like, oh, you just take a lot of healers and you're gonna be fine, you can just keep healing up. But the higher you go, the less healing you will be able to do. Like you get like a debuff that can't be removed, that reduces your healing done. So at some point you're just gonna keel over and die. And when a character has died, they can't come back unless you like use limited healing resources to heal them up between battles. And they said that in Accomplish, there were quite a few healing resources to get your characters healed up between battles, but in Battle Museum, you're gonna get a lot less of those, so it's gonna be a lot more important to keep your characters alive, or just have different characters. Like if you have a lot of characters, you can just swap between multiple characters to keep everyone healthy, or like when a character dies, you just swap in someone else, and you're gonna try and get as high as possible as you can, and you can do that every single month. Now, I said that they're gonna reduce the amount of healing that you do the higher you go, at least that's the way it was in Accomplish. But also something to note is that the MP that you have also carries over between battles. So if you end the battle with everyone having double, they're still gonna have double the next fight as well. So like you can like practice, not really practice, but you can like look ahead and see if there's maybe a difficult battle coming up. You can then stock up on some MP for that battle. And something else to note, healing is reduced, but maybe barrier? Maybe barrier isn't reduced? If barrier is not actually reduced, then barrier will actually be the MVP for this game mode, because even if, let's say, you take a healer with you, Konami, she's gonna get uncapped at some point. You take a Konami with you, after some point he just doesn't heal anything, right? He just doesn't heal anything more because the healing debuff is too strong. But if you receive like a 5000 HP barrier, I assume it's always going to be a 5000 HP barrier no matter how high you go. So barrier units might actually be really powerful here. We'll have to check that out. But yeah, this is the interesting bit, that this is actually a game mode for like every single month that you can do, because so right now in the game, we don't really have anything that's like strictly recurring. Like yeah, every few months there's a Kimochi, every few months there's a ranked battle, a ranked mirrors battle, but they're not really regular. You don't have it planned out for like the entire next year when each of these are gonna be, but this is something that's regular. This is supposed to be regular every single month. They're saying it starts mid-November, like probably around the middle of every month you're gonna go into the Battle Museum and you're gonna duke it out, so you have a reason to come back every single month and do stuff. Now they did say something here, the progress in this event will be carried over the next time it is held, which means that I guess if you don't make it through the event, next time it comes around you can resume where you left off and keep going. However, It says it has new stages every time, and it is being reheld every month. So if you have a strong account like mine, and you like beat everything the first time, what is then on this, when it gets held again, what do you do then? It has like 5 new stages and you just beat those 5 new stages? Is that what you're gonna do? Or are you able to, like, when you beat it, you go back to stage 1 and you can beat it over again or something? Or is there like an endless mode at the end of that? Or is there not an endless mode and you're just supposed to beat the new stages once you complete it every single time? I'm not quite sure exactly how it's gonna go, but they've at least said new stages every time. So even if you complete the battle at some point, there's gonna be new stages next month to come back to. So that's all pretty cool stuff. Now, speaking about stuff to come back to all the time, here's more stuff to come back to all the time. Expedition. Almost every single, if not every single mobile game out there, like modern mobile game, like for example, Fake Order Encounter as a modern mobile game, has a mode like this. If you play Genshin Impact, for example, you have like a map in front of you, and you have a bunch of points on that map, and you say, I'm going to take these 3 characters, and I'm going to send them on an expedition to that point. And then you have like a 10-hour counter or whatever, and after that counter, like after those 10 hours are over, they come back and they're like, hey, we've recovered money for you, and they give you a CC or whatever, and you can send them back on an expedition. Most mobile games have something like that, right? MagiReco didn't have this, and now they do. Now they're going to put this in the game so that they didn't say how long these expeditions are going to be, but I assume like every single day you can probably do some of these. So every day you're going to come back into the game and you're going to send, you're not just going to do your dailies, you're also going to send some of your Megoka on expeditions to get more CC, to get more SE materials or whatever else you can get from these. So yeah, I like that. That's something that makes a mobile game have more longevity, if there's more incentive for players to come back, not just for dailies, but just have some sort of gameplay in the game that is recurring over and over so that people have something to come back to. I know some mobile games like way overdo that, but it's fine to at least have some of that. So between the monthly battle museum and the daily, probably daily, I don't know how long it's gonna be, expeditions, you're gonna have something to look forward to, come back to every single day, every single month. Isn't that cool? So I think that's pretty good stuff. What else do we have? We have some more features, just some regular quality of life stuff. So first off, they're going to add to the archive, they're going to add another part of the archive where you can look at like backgrounds. You see like these background images that you see in some of these story segments. You now actually have them in the archive and you can look at them, which should have been there since release, but you know, better late than never. I mean, to be fair, something monthly and something daily to come back to also probably should have been in the game for a really long time and not just this late, but better late than never. So yeah, you're going to be able to see those in the archive. That's going to be fine. And this down here is just a mirrors battle, and you're like, why is they're just showing a mirrors battle? What is this? It's a replay function. Your mirrors battles that you had are gonna now get saved as replays, and you can look at those replays. It doesn't say if you need to like specifically click a button to save them as a replay, or if they're gonna get automatically saved as a replay. It just says you can have replays of mirrors battles, and you can look at them afterwards. Isn't that cool? But we're gonna have to wait until this actually gets put into the game for the more details exactly how this works. But that's pretty cool. So if you had a really, really unlucky mirrors battle that makes you go into the Discord and shout at everyone how terrible your life is, then you can at least now also show them the replay to like really drive it home how much bad luck you had. What else do we have? Well, Scene Zero. It's gonna happen someday. That's all they said. They just said Scene Zero is like gonna happen someday, and they didn't say anything else about it. Now, this is the last really big important thing. They announced that the second season is gonna, of course, have a Blu-ray set, a Blu-ray and DVD set. And if you buy this Blu-ray and DVD set, you get the following things in-game. Like you get in-game bonuses if you buy the second season Blu-ray set. You get the following. You get a Memoria that can be used either by Iroha or by Madoka. You can choose which one of those you want to give it to, and this Memoria is going to have the following effects. It's an active Memoria that will give all allies a negate 1 status ailment shield for 3 turns, and it will clear all current status ailments on all allies. It's something that sounds really powerful if ailments were powerful, but right now ailments are not actually that powerful, so it's something that's pretty cool, but not really needed. Like if you miss out on this Memoria because you're not going to buy the second season Blu-ray, yeah, you're going to be fine. Like, come on, it's just not going to really do much. What else do you get? You get 1 4-star Overlimiter core. You get 1 4-star Magical Girl guaranteed ticket. I think it's just random premium girl, which isn't that much. Like if you buy the Blu-ray, it's gonna cost so much money that compared to that, getting any premium MagiReco is probably not gonna be that much in like value, but it's still a nice thing to have on top of that. You also get 2 million CC. Okay, and you get 1 Awakening Strengthening Material set. Okay, I guess the last 2 things, like the CC and the Strengthening Material set, is just for players that want to get into the game, who get into the game by buying this. It's gonna help them out. I guess the ticket is also for them. So yeah, this helps out new players that want to get into the game by buying this Blu-ray. So this is gonna help them out. Nice. And that's basically it. I mean, they're gonna reprint some figurines, but you know, come figurines. Who buys figurines, right? I gotta get these. So that's it. That's it. There's one thing I didn't have an image for, which is the Twitter campaign. Like a few hours before the stream went live, it was like late in the night for me. They put up a tweet and was like, if this tweet gets retweeted this many times, you're gonna get a bunch of gems. They hit the goal in like an hour, so we're gonna get those gems. In total, we're gonna get 500 Magia stones. Yay! Awesome. So all that stuff, to just quickly run through it again, we have a new character that's gonna get put into the game at some point. A historical magic girl from the past. Mizuna Tsuyu. So Tsuyu is going to be in the game. We're going to have these 6 uncaps. Wow, Rika's not one of them. No! We're going to get the new main story in 2 months. We're going to get the new ranked mirrors in 2 weeks. We're going to get a new weekly mode. By the way, this is going to start in mid-November. So mid-November is when this Battle Museum is going to start. And from then on, it will be monthly. We then have the daily expeditions, which are going to be put into the game at some point. We don't know when, but at some point, this is going to be added to the game as well. We're going to get this function. Also, by the way, this stuff is also going to get added at some point. We don't know when. You'll be able to look at like story backgrounds in the archive. You can get replays of mirrors battles. Scene 0 is going to happen at some point. Who the fuck knows when? And if you buy the Blu-ray, you get some cool stuff. And figurines. Yay! Well, you don't get and figurines, but you have to buy these figurines for like $140 basically, like $130 maybe. That's a lot of dollars for these figurines, but they look good. That's like a 2-in-1 figurine basically. They look good, but you know, that's a lot of money. Actually, never mind. It is 2-in-1, but it says 2 prices. I think you can get an Iroha or a Madoka. Is there a combined one of them as well? I don't know. You have to look at the shop. Look at the shop for these. But yeah, that was. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.